It takes about 26 seconds to go from skin to bloodstream. And there are 4 good reasons to actually think of skin poisoning.
Welcome to the Beljanskin Cancer Talk Show. Today we're uncovering the crucial and often overlooked topic, skin toxicity, the untold story of daily poisoning. Joining us once again is Sylvie Beljanski herself, the president and founder of the Beljanskin Foundation and CEO of Maison Beljanskin. In this episode, Sylvie will help us understand the concept of skin toxicity, the dangers of skin poisoning, and how we can better protect ourselves from the harmful ingredients hidden in everyday skincare products. Stay tuned for an eye-opening discussion that could change the way you think about your daily routine and learn how to make safer, healthier choices for our skin and overall well-being. Sylvie, thank you so much for joining us today for another episode. Before we dive into skincare and skin toxicity, please tell the audience a quick intro of who you are and why you're here for the people that haven't heard from you yet.
Sure. So my name is Sylvie Beljanski. I am the president of the Beljanskin Foundation, which is a non-for-profit based in New York City, which was created in 1999, and is funding research on cancer with natural compounds. And I am also the president and owner of a company called Maison Beljanskin, and which is providing dietary supplements and skincare. So that's why I chose to speak to you today about skincare.
Cool. So why should we be concerned with skin poisoning? What is it and what does that mean?
Well, it means that technically being poisoned through the skin by chemicals that you are absorbing through the skins. When we think of poisoning, we do not tend to think about the skin. We think, of things we are eating, or eventually inhaling, drinking, but not the skin. And there are 4 good reasons to actually think of skin poisoning. One is because our skin is our largest organ of absorption. Men, women, approximately 2 square meters and 6.5 pounds of flesh for everybody, more or less. Second good reason, skin is our fastest organ of absorption. It takes about 26 seconds to go from skin to bloodstream. And cosmetic chemicals are designed to penetrate the skin. So the skin literally eats everything we are putting on it. Third good reason, because there is no filter. When you eat something which is not good for you, your liver is going to eventually process everything, and your digestive system is going to help eliminate what is not good for you. But once it is directly into your bloodstream, well, it's going to take much more time and be much more difficult to eliminate. So there is no filter. It goes directly to the bloodstream. And then what you are putting on your skin on a daily basis is often very bad, because there are a lot of chemicals in every product, and we are using a lot of products. There was a survey done a few years ago from the Environmental Working Group, and the average woman used 13 products every day containing 114 unique ingredients. And for men, the average is 11 products daily with 105 unique ingredients. So you can be sure that a lot of those are not good for you. Your skin absorbs about 60 to 70% of anything you put on it. And it turns out that, most people do not know that, but cosmetic and personal care products are really notoriously underregulated. And beauty companies, they do regulate themselves. There is no long-term safety study required. Only short-term issues, of course. I mean, if you have a skin irritation appearing right away, it's not good business. So people, I mean, manufacturer avoid these kind of things. But for long-term safety, there is absolutely nothing, especially in the US. In Europe, there were over 1,300 chemicals which were banned or restricted.
Wow.
In the same time, the US had just banned, how do you know how many? 30. 30
Really?
against 1,300 in Europe. And even in Europe, there are still some problematic products that remain in the market and in very popular brands. So generally, we don't hear about those issues unless there is some big, settlement from a big company, so that hits, the press, the media start to speak about it. In 2014, for example, we had Johnson and Johnson who removed the baby shampoo that contained some formaldehyde for
Wow,
not good for
really?
the babies. And you can say that was pretty old, but 2023, we had Procter and Gamble who agreed to pay $8 million as part of a settlement to resolve a claim that its aerolized products contain benzene, which is a known carcinogen. So
Wow.
that's kind of some extremes, but a lot of products and popular brands which are available on the market contain mostly endocrine disruptors, meaning products that are disrupting the hormones. And you see them on the labels. They are not listed as, disrupting your hormones, but they are listed
Mhm.
as phthalate, parabens, and phenols, mostly. So phthalates, they are called plastic plasticizers. You find them in nail polish, hairspray, aftershave lotions, cleanser, shampoo, and they are linked to problem with create reproductive issues, create infertility, and they have been also associated with an increase of risk of breast cancer. Parabens, they are antimicrobial, they are preservatives. They appear on the label on the different names. You find them under the name of methylparaben, ethylparaben, propylparaben, isobutylparaben, butylparaben, benzylparaben. All that, is different families of parabens. But they are available also in a lot of cosmetic products, makeup, lip balm, perfume, shampoo, conditioner, lotion, shaving cream, facial shower, cleanser, scrubs. They are everywhere, especially in the cheap products, because it's a very cheap chemical to use and very effective as a preservative. The problem is that they can bind to the estrogen receptors, meaning really our hormonal system, and they create havoc. In 2004, there was a study done in the UK for with breast cancer tissues from 20 women who had breast cancer, and out of the 20 tumors that they were examined, they found parabens in 19 of them. Where do you think they came from? Well,
Yeah.
so they are coming from the fact that we are putting them on our face on a daily basis.
Yeah. Wow.
Something
That's
also that, yes,
yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy.
yeah.
Really.
Yeah, and I could on and go on and on and on. There is also a product called triclosan, which creates um, antibiotic resistance. It is
Mhm.
so bad that it was removed, banned actually. One of the few things that was banned. It was banned from the soaps, but it's available in plenty of other products, including toothpaste, hand sanitizers. A lot used a lot of hand sanitizers during COVID. Actually, it is known for hormone disrupting properties and increase antibiotic resistance.
That's
So
so
for
crazy that those are like normal products that we put on like every day, and we have no idea that it's like like we're putting on like like whatever ant poison on our bodies. It's kind of crazy. Never really thought about that before.
your Walgreen cosmetic health is really a terrible. I mean, it's putting your health at risk on a daily basis. Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And what significant changes does the new legislation say about cosmetics recently passed by Congress bring to our attention? Really
Yeah,
curious about
I
that.
wanted to speak to that about this time because indeed there is a new legislation. So people may have heard that there were some changes and say, "Oh, we are going to be safe and we can rely on the FDA to protect us." Actually, when you look at the law, this new law called Modernization of Cosmetic Regulation Act, MOCRA, which was passed by Congress end of 2022 and is coming now into effect. It unfortunately it requires mostly a lot of paperwork. Companies will have to declare where they are manufacturing. They will have to declare their their ingredients, but there is nothing is banned, nothing at this point, nothing is forbidden. There is no safety study which is required. So I don't think that at least in the short term it's going to make any difference. And the situation is so bad actually that a number of states have taken the lead to ban a number of products, ingredients in their cosmetics. Well, of course, California leads the way. They are the most probably the most health conscious state in the country. But here in New York, where we are, in 2022, the Governor Kathy Hochul signed a bill to ban mercury in personal care and cosmetics.
Mhm.
Mercury, you thought you
Wow.
know why people are adding mercury uh,
Yeah.
in their cosmetics.
I didn't know people use mercury anymore.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, it took an act from the governor of New York to ban it in New York. But you
Wow.
can go in New Jersey and you will still have cosmetics with mercury, or buy something online on Amazon and it may have mercury. And I am not speaking of aluminium, which is, in almost all the cosmetics that we are using.
Yeah. I'm just curious. My deodorant has aluminum in it because it's a like antiperspirant.
It's
Is
bad.
that bad? Good.
Bad.
What
It
is?
is it is bad. You want to go to get something that has no aluminium, no phthalate, no fragrance, and no paraben.
Really, no fragrance.
No
Really?
fragrance. Under the name of fragrance, actually, it's a umbrella name, and it's hiding a lot of bad stuff. Generally, not always, but generally, that's an umbrella word to cover bad stuff.
So, in your opinion, how can we smell? Okay, I'm a guy, so I naturally, obviously, I smell bad naturally. Like without doing anything, I will smell bad. That's just how guys are, unfortunately. So, what can we do as guys to smell better and not have the risk of skin poisoning from cancer at the same time?
Read the labels. Read the labels, and avoid all those stuffs that I am speaking about.
Hmm. Okay, cool. So it sounds like no aluminum, no fragrance, no fragrances. Just reading the certain labels for the certain ingredients that may cause cancer in
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
what it sounds like.
And one of, I mean, I would say beware of the greenwashing and really learn to choose organic products.
Yeah,
And within the organic products, also learn how to make the difference between greenwashing and really quality products.
yeah. And how can I detect greenwashing marketing techniques and stay away from the lies that are there? And like, can
Well,
you go into what greenwashing is one more time as well?
there are indeed a lot of greenwashing because parabens and phthalates have got a very bad rap for a few years, and so a lot of companies, yeah, I mean, trying to remove some the most problematic ingredients like phthalate or bisphenol, but they are replacing them with other products which are not any better, or they just switch from an hormone disruptor product that has, well documented to another one which is not as documented. So people are not going to notice, and sometimes it's even worse. A lot of companies have replaced parabens by other cheap preservatives, which are even worse than the paraben. And all that comes with, with words like naturally derived, non-toxic, clean, pure, natural, hypoallergenic, green formula, safety tested, and there is absolutely no defined meaning behind any of those words. It's just hype and marketing. So people can say whatever they want, actually, and you put some attractive packaging with some green leaves and whatever, and the idea is to trick you into thinking that it's natural and good for you, but unfortunately, unless you learn how to read those labels, you are going to be prey to a lot of companies selling you a lot of bad chemicals. There are some
Yeah.
companies, because I'm in the field, of helping people with cancer issue and trying to provide them some support with some natural approach, natural solutions. And I've seen some companies in specifically in the field of advertising to people with cancer, because people with cancer and treated for cancer with conventional treatments, their skin can be very, very damaged by chemotherapy itself, in addition to the cancer. And I'm
Yeah.
not going to give the name of that company, except I will say it's a French company,
Hmm.
and but it's also largely available here in the States. And when I looked at the label, I was in shock, because all the worst offenders were listed, and it was advertised for people with cancer. So that's why I
Really?
was I was shocked, and that's where I decided to look more carefully into this issue.
Wow. And what should we be looking for in skincare, ingredient wise, that reduce the causes of potentially cancer?
Well, it's I know it's often a little bit more expensive, but it is definitely worth looking for certified organic, certified organic product. it's an indication that the company, has had had to have some test done on it's on the purity of the products. It means it contains at least 95% of ingredients are truly clean and not do not have contamination. Uh, Even the 5% other products have to come from an approved safe list. It is potentially, supposed to be free of toxic ingredients, should not have any ingredient which is carcinogen, should not contain any hormone disruptor. And when it is, say, it is farmed, it doesn't, natural products certified organic are supposed to be free of pesticides, chemical fertilizers, petrochemicals, and dyes. Dyes is also an important issue. No solvents, no irradiation to clean the product afterwards are entitled to enter into organic products, whether you go with USDA certified organic or the European equivalent, which is EcoCert, and is even more stringent. It's You are sure to avoid much of the bad stuff. You are sure also to avoid genetically modified organism, which is also can be an important issue. But that's not enough. I'm shocked sometimes to see some products which are marked USDA organic and they come into plastic bottles. Uh,
Yeah.
well, especially plastic is going to leach some compounds, some phthalate, especially when containing some fatty compound. And the cream is always water in oil or oil in water, but there is always an oily component when you make a cream. So I would say absolutely avoid plastic bottles, plastic containers, plastic tubes when you are using skincare products, and choose
So,
instead glass. It may be
oh,
heavier, it may be more uh, less, less convenient, but it's really worth it.
Yeah, that's super amazing. And going to the good side of this, are there any ingredients that are actually have a beneficial effect when they penetrate into your bloodstream through your skin?
Yes, absolutely. And that's exactly what the research of the Beljansky Foundation. We have been doing research on cancer with natural ingredients now for years. And it turns out that two of the ingredients we have been researching for cancer, we were looking mostly at different kind of cancer, and one of the I mean, two of the products we were looking into, we tested them for melanoma. One of them is a golden ginkgo leaf of golden ginkgo, and that line of research stems from my father's work. He was a PhD in molecular biology at the Pasteur Institute. And one of the papers he left was research on this ginkgo leaf extract on skin fibrosis. My father was obsessed with helping people with cancer. And it turns out that when people have radiation, their skin might be burned, and then this burn turn into fibrosis, where the tissue lose their elasticity. They become very, very hard because the thin layer of fat under the epidermis, between the epidermis and the dermis, has vanished, has melted with the radiation. And he found that this ginkgo extract is able to prevent and, to some extent, repair the fibrosis damage uh, induced by radiation. And it is doing so by regulating some specific enzymes at the level of the liver. So what we did with I was a PhD who is in charge of research here at the Beljansky Foundation, was to start a new line of research that was conducted at with Kansas University Medical Center, where we looked at the ability of this ginkgo extract to regulate the enzymes that are developed by melanoma cells. And one of those enzymes is called angiogenin, and help cancerous cells to create new blood vessels. And those blood vessels help the cancer cells to feed themselves. They need a lot of energy, cancer cells, in order to replicate faster and faster. And they also need those new blood vessels to spread to other organs. And by with this ginkgo extract, we are able to regulate the development of this enzyme, and that was done with melanoma cells. This research, and there
Wow.
was also another study we did with some mix of green teas, also at Kansas University Medical Center, where we tested this green tea on different kind of cancer cell lines. We started with breast, had very good results on breast, even metastatic breast cancer cells. So we decided to look into other cancer cell lines, and we were able to see a very nice inhibition on colon, liver, bladder cancer cells, and we went into melanoma and tested on 4 different kind of melanoma cells. And every time this tea was inducing a very nice inhibition of those cancerous cells. So that shows, it is possible to include natural compounds which are going to bring good things to your skin, when your skin is going to absorb that in 26 seconds and bring that directly to your bloodstream. You want to bring good things. So you want to choose a skincare with good ingredients. Why not taking, anti-cancer compounds on a daily basis just by putting that on your face? And that's the idea of the skincare.
Yeah, and can you guide someone through the process of, let's say they're going through chemotherapy? Um, what type of actual advice would you give someone to not like to put that lotion you were or whatever, that cream on your skin, and like the green teas? Can you go through that like process if someone was going through chemotherapy and going through those cancer, or those potential ways to reduce that cancer there? Can you guide someone like an actionable way of what they should do if they're on chemotherapy?
So when you're under chemotherapy, very often your skin gets damaged. People report to have, especially their hands, their feet, gets very very dry, bristled. If you have radiotherapy on a specific place on your body, it can get burned, and there are. The last thing you want is to be more aggressive with your skin. You want to nurture your skin. You want to be good and kind and gentle to yourself. So avoid anything harsh. Avoid any any compounds that will remove chemicals that will remove another layer of the skin. What you want to do is to cocoon your skin and bring it as many good things as possible. You want from the inside and from the outside. The ginkgo biloba, the tea, can be taken, as dietary supplement. You can, if you drink tea, choose a tea that is going to bring you more than just antioxidant. You want to you want to drink a tea which has, good research behind it. Not all green teas are equal. And for the skincare, it's the same. I mean, you want to absolutely use glass, organic certified products in glass containers. Avoid phthalate, avoid parabens, and you want a product which is going to be kind to your skin and be filled with good ingredients.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. And is there anything else on a previous conversation that we talked about? Anything related on skin toxicity, or any of the ingredients, or anything else, or any benefits, or even the Beljansky research? Any other conversation that we talked about that you want to add on um, to what we
Well,
talked about?
what I want to say is that, of course, when you have cancer, you have to be extremely cautious about what you are doing and the toxicity that you are bringing to your body. And for many, cancer is actually kind of wake up call where they understand that just cannot continue to poison themselves, and they start to educate themselves, and they start to clean up their everything in their life. But uh, you don't have to sacrifice. You don't have to make hard choice for when it comes to skincare. You just have to make the right choice, learn a little bit about the labels, avoid the bad stuff, and if possible, uh, use something that is going to bring you good ingredients with anti-cancer properties. Don't Everybody should use that on a daily basis. We don't want to wait until cancer happens and being diagnosed with cancer. There is more and more cancer around us. That's for a reason. If it's not a genetic disease, if it was, there would be a stable number of cancers. There is more and more of them, and people are getting diagnosed more younger and younger because of the environmental toxicity. So skincare is one big way to get poisoned, and we need to, all of us, to use clean products and reduce to the very minimum this environmental toxicity.
Yeah, totally agree. And is there any other books, events, or any other materials you want to promote while we're talking about skincare?
Well, I have my own, skincare lines, which is Beljanskin, named always after my father, which, and of course, I practice what I say, but it's more about, education and understanding how we are making ourselves sick on a daily basis. It's about learning about the choices that we can make on a daily basis.
Yeah. Yeah, especially with all the variety of products that we have available right now. And you're 100% right. It definitely is less like convenient to get like products that don't have aluminum, and then also products that are in glass jars and things like that. But you have to think about like the additional costs and the additional time taken away if you do get cancer, because like it's definitely a huge expense. And if you're worried about the money or time or whatever it is, like that, your health basically dramatically declines if you do get it.
Yeah,
So
that's just,
yeah.
this typical American thing. So they're trying to sell you value, and value, what is called value, on the is actually a huge bottle of crap.
Yeah. Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, and that's not really value. Come on,
Mhm.
be honest. It's not value. It's pushing crap.
Yeah. Yeah, I
and,
totally agree.
they can sell at a minimum price because the cost is, those ingredients are so cheap and so bad that they can reduce the price on a big plastic bottle. But you have one life, one body. Is that the way you want to go?
Yeah. That's super valuable. That's super valuable. Well, Sylvie, thank you so much for coming on today. Please tell the audience how to find you, how to find more about the skincare line, how to find more about the research. Please tell the audience where to find all that information.
So I'm Sylvie Beljanski. The Beljanski Foundation can be found on the website beljansky.org. You will find all the research that started with my father, all the publications, including those I mentioned today about the tea and the ginkgo. You will find that on the website of beljansky.org. And if you want to look up my skincare, Beljanskin, it's on the website of Maison Beljanski, which is one word, Maison, and then my last name, Beljanski.com. And we are in New
Awesome.
York. So if you come to New York, just stop by. We have a nice little.
They can hook you up with all the research, and they can hook you up with all the products as well, I bet. That's awesome. Well, Sylvie, thank you so much for joining. Thank you, audience. If you did watch this far, thank you so much. We appreciate it. This is the Beljansky Cancer Talk Show, and we'll catch you next time. Thank you.
Thank you.